Sway in the morning, Shade 45. I just want to set the tone right for what you're about to experience. We do this a lot, Heather B. We know we didn't grow up in the box, and we know this culture isn't limited just to the boundaries in the coast here of the United States. Heather B, you are Heather B. Therefore, you have traveled the world and learned how music has impacted culture on a global basis. A lot of times, we do a lot of outreach to places that we travel to, whether it's Germany, whether it's France, whether it's Australia, whether it's the Netherlands. We've been in all these places. Sway in the morning, this show hits them all, Heather B. That's not even a stunt right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's just a fact.
God damn.
Doesn't matter where we are. We looking for the best of the best. Those who are making strides that others haven't done yet. We've been curious a lot about what's taking place across the water of the continent of Africa. And don't get it confused, because it happened in one country doesn't mean it's happening in the next country. Rhymefest came up here and said, man, Sway, y'all think like colonists. Somebody was told him that, because we think Africa is one place and everybody is of the same mind. How many countries are in Africa, on the continent of Africa? Who could guess?
Yinka, you from there? Represent your people.
Yinka, where you from?
Nigeria and Ghana.
Okay, how many countries are on the continent of Africa?
Yeah, that's two, right?
Huh?
I don't know, 62?
34.
34? Matt?
We dumb
54, Sway.
54, thank you, Matt. I appreciate you, man.
Shout out to Google.
Word up.
That's
right.
You said it.
Everybody's assist.
That's it.
I have a stepfather who was from Ghana. Therefore, I had to learn and read and research about Ghana. Also had a person in our family who was directly from Nigeria that had married into the family. And so I was eating, when I was in Ghana, when the stepfather from Ghana was here, I was eating a lot of peanut butter soup and fish head stew. You know, when the Nigerian man married into the family, we were eating a lot of Nigerian food, but we were learning about a lot of Nigerian culture. All the different dialects, really the different, if you will, villages, if you will, religions, so on and so forth, music that's indigenous to that place. We've been following this young man, Burna Boy, for quite some time, since he released that debut album of Life. And some family members were sending me his music saying, you got to know about him, begging me to get him on the show. And I was like, well, damn it, do I got to fly him to the States too? You know, and I kept following him when he did the On the Spaceship album. My mother was like, son, you need to know who Burna Boy is. No. I was like, really, Ma? And then he put out the song Ye, and that one started to circulate even here in the States and brought a lot of attention to him. And he's here today, man. They call him an Afro-fusion singer and songwriter, but I know he's more than just what they call him. Please welcome him to the show for the first time. The one and only Burna Boy is here.
Welcome, bro.
What's up, man? What's up? I feel like we related now.
Yes, sir. We all most definitely related. That's my job as the African giant, is to bring you all home.
Bring us home, man.
Yeah.
You know, we did have Rhymefest, who was here, and when he was talking to a friend of his about slavery.
Okay, you know I'm from Nigeria, so I don't really know.
What?
Don't really know
Who Rhymefest is?
Yeah.
Or that's fine. You ain't got to know who he is. Right? Well, you should. Rhymefest is a part of Good Music family when they first started.
Okay.
He was really instrumental in writing some of the early Kanye West songs.
Oh, wow.
Okay, he's a Grammy Award winner. Winning artist, songwriter. He wrote, he got an Oscar. He wrote on Glory with John Legend and
wow.
Common.
He's serious.
Yeah, he's serious. He's serious. And we were talking about Africa and how we in the States, especially people of color, view Africa as just one big chunk of land, and it's nothing like that.
I mean, I personally don't blame him or anybody that thinks like that.
Okay, break that down.
As I said, we was talking about something outside before we came in.
Yeah,
it's all about the conditioning of the mind of the people of color out here. You get me? You've been through so much oppression that, like, and in the process of the oppression, a lot of information has been stripped away. A lot of your truth has been stripped away. So I don't blame, and has been replaced with how do I put this in English?
Misinformation.
Yes, misinformation to favor the oppressors.
Exactly.
Do you understand?
Uh-huh.
So I don't blame you. That's why I said, as the African giant, my job is to bring you all home in this, in the sense that is to remove that misinformation.
Okay. What kind of
understand?
what when you noticed like some of those specific misinformations, does it also exist on the continent of Africa? So do people probably function mentally different in Nigeria than they do in South
Most
Africa?
definitely.
How
Most
so?
definitely.
How so?
As I said, it's like, it's all about, you see, life is about experience.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And like in Africa, different places have different experiences and different roads to independence and different, because Africa was colonized as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You get me?
absolutely.
Like
Yeah.
it was almost like they just found it and like, yeah, let's divide it between each other and just, you get me? So that's what they did. So now we're all so different, but we're all the same.
You're different.
Do you
all the
understand?
same.
Yeah.
How do you see folks over here? We say African American. When I go to Africa, people I've spoken
Well,
to,
what is an African American?
a descendant of Africa who lives in America.
Okay.
That's how I was taught.
Yeah.
If your blood, you trace back your bloodline. To
But
its
do you
beginning.
know? But do you know that like before you decide, before you were African Americans, you were Africans in America?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. We
Burna
done this-
think we dumb.
No, we not all. You know,
Okay.
we've all done the history, but
Okay,
you know. But
so-
I want to get your take on it, because I've literally different places I've been, Kenya, Djibouti, different places. We have these conversations, and I want to create this kinship. You know, and I've literally been told you're no way, form, or fashion related to us at all.
Wow.
You know, and it was, it made for great conversation, you know, and it made it interesting to see how people's mentality over there was towards us over here. How do you see it?
Me personally, man, I see it as like, and I personally, as I said, I'm gonna be saying this a lot. I don't blame
Yeah.
like you or me personally. I feel like whatever we went through is because we man, English is a bit hard for
No,
me.
take your time, man. Yeah. It's fine. It's fine.
You get me? And
You're doing a great job, by the way.
yeah, I mean, like I don't know how to explain it in a way, but like I know exactly what I'm trying to say. You know, like if we all found our way back home, right, and like we're all doing all this that we're doing here, back at home, like who would be the number one country, the leader of the world?
Back home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you cannot be strong anywhere if your roots are not strong. You understand? So it's like the day when people of color, as you call yourselves, yeah,
Okay.
like realize
So
that
the proper terminology when Africans
it's kings.
Kings.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's giants.
Okay.
Yeah, it's originators, creators. You understand? So what I'm trying to say is we need to make sure our roots are strong enough before we can try to demand any kind of whatever, all this marching shit and all that blah blah blah. It's not this. That's not priority. It's like if your roots, it's like if Africa was looked at the way it should be looked at, then you would have no problems over here.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have no problems in the UK or wherever there's Africans, because like we are as strong. We're only as strong as our roots are.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You understand?
Absolutely.
So for me, I feel like this is the time. This is the time to come home.
Time to come home.
Yeah, man.
Hey man, when I do come home, man, I'm staying at your apartment. I know that's for a fact. I'm staying at
Nah,
your house.
we got castles,
We
man.
got castles. I'm in
Yeah,
your
man.
castle, baby. I'm right there. I'm coming home.
So then, Burna, are there more people like you, like an entire community? And let's
There's an
just be
entire
specific to-
generation of me's.
Okay, but is there like a program? Because like you said, speaking of the word program, over here we've been programmed. You know what I mean? All this misinformation that's polluting our minds. If there's people who know better and can form a bridge to transition the so-called African Americans, people of color here back home, when and where and how is that being positioned?
There's something my granddad always said to me, because he knew what I was gonna end up being, right? And he's like, while you're fighting for Africans and trying to, do all this, use one hand because you're going to need the other hand to fight off the Africans that are going to be fighting you.
Real.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it's like we also have our own problems.
Of course.
You understand? Mentally as well, because like at the end of the day, it's like when with all that's happened, the game has just twisted and become backwards to the point where it's like, even right now, look at what I'm wearing.
Yeah.
This is not Nigerian. This is not African.
What
Do you understand?
I was thinking that.
Balenciaga.
Balenciaga. Yeah.
You feel me? Like we got this from you.
From who? Me?
Nah, like from the Western world and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So why do you follow that?
That shouldn't be the. I mean, I'm cold right now.
Is that it? Oh, okay. Okay.
Must be all that ice.
Right.
That's some expensive cold right there,
I'm
man.
like, Burna, there's a Zara down the street.
Yeah, I mean, but like, I mean, that's not my point. My point is, like, instead we should be doing stuff for you to see and for you to kind of like emulate in a way. You understand? Like, we shouldn't be the ones bringing Balenciagas and stuff to Africa. We should be bringing Africa to you. You understand what I'm saying? But now the game is so twisted that, like, it's just backwards. You know? So, I don't know. Like,
it's all in the program.
Yeah, it's all part of the program.
It's all part. So, you see that. So what we deal with that in the States too, and we're trying to figure it out. But I just find it fascinating that everybody, even it's the programming on the continent as well. South Africa, if you go to the west, if you get different from the east. If you're in the central parts, different from the north. The same thing. Do you fraternize with artists from other parts of the continent? Yeah, like who? Like who and where?
I have like a squad in every part of Africa.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man. So in West Africa, it's like there's Ghana. In Ghana, you see me with Shatta Wale, or you see me with R2Bs or with Manifest. You get me? That's my peoples.
Okay. In South Africa.
South Africa, you probably see me with Nasty.
Nasty C, y'all know now. He been up here shredded the mic a few times.
Yeah.
Legend. That's my favorite rapper of all time right now. You get me?
Sogi T.
If not, like back in the days, you'd see me with AKA and the Les and stuff. You get me? Because, that's to the South. And then for the East, you'd definitely see me with Harmonize. Or with Southeast Soul, and then nobody's gone to the North.
Nobody's going to the North? Why is that?
Why not?
What?
I mean, it's just, I don't think, I won't say they're not ready because I haven't been there to say they're not ready. I'd say I'm not ready. Okay. You get me? To see what's going on in the North, because you need a lot of, I don't know the
network.
Ammunition?
You need a lot of this to be able to,
to handle. Was it political up there or?
Yeah. Because because they're so different. They're so Arabic and they're very different.
Okay.
It's like what's North Africa is like Tunisia, Morocco's cool.
Morocco's
cool. All that Algeria, all them. Ethiopia's east.
Okay.
Stuff like that. We haven't really gone there because we haven't. How do I say it? I mean, there's places like Morocco that we've gone to and stuff, but like the main North, like that's like the real solid North. We haven't gone there.
Who are some of the artists though that you think have impacted from here in a positive way? Have impacted the scene over there in Africa, like the Jay-Z's or the Kanye?
We love everyone.
Okay,
differently, because as I said, the situation is a bit crazy to where it's like we're looking here. It's like, wow, this is cool. Like you guys are kind of the determining factor of what's cool.
Okay, meaning here in America, in the States.
Like us in America. That's the black folk in America and stuff. Like you kind of like dictate what's cool, and like by you doing that, we kind of in a way like okay. that's why, like, back in the day when my parents would be wanting me to listen to nursery rhymes, I'd be wanting to listen to Naughty by Nature and stuff.
Okay.
And when my granddad, and my granddad would be managing Fela Kuti, the greatest human artist, musician that ever walked the face of this planet, right? Instead, I want to listen to DMX.
You don't want to listen to Fela?
Until I grew up and
understanding
what was going on.
Yeah.
I slapped myself like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, because I'm like, is it because of our superficial appeal? Because I don't know, like, we kind of sound like losers, but we have the
I don't
coolest...
know, to be honest. I don't know. You know, I feel like I'm trying to find a political way to say this, but
don't be political.
No,
just say what you
to.
feel,
yeah,
man.
You don't have to.
Okay, so it's almost like, when like a white kid, sees like someone from the ghetto out here, and then he's so intrigued and stuff, like he's trying to be that.
Okay.
But he doesn't understand that it's not cool. Like, you get me? But it looks so
exciting.
Like,
it's marketed.
This guy's
to
got a
him.
gun,
Yeah.
like blah blah blah.
Fascinating.
So he wants to be that. So he's now dressing like that, and now he's talking like that, and now he's.
And you saying you guys are doing that when you look at us?
In a way.
Yeah. So you're appropriating the culture over here.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's appropriating the culture from here over there.
Yeah.
Taking what I like, leaving the rest.
But I would imagine what I thought that was too. To be honest with you, is you see black people or Africans all over the world denigrated and not celebrated. Whether you in the UK and they just now start putting black people on TV or everywhere I've traveled, I've seen that kind of struggle. But in America, you see us, flaunting our riches and looking empowered and unapologetic, and we out here, we carrying that energy coming from these marginalized communities. What I thought was there are other people who are coming from marginalized communities around the world that see that as power. And shit, look at that, man. Look at this dude, Jay-Z. He's putting his middle finger up to the establishment. Man, damn it, he's just like me. I got to be like Jay-Z.
Yeah, exactly.
I got to be like Diddy.
Exactly. Yeah, that's another way to look at it, man.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's real. Okay. But that's also, you have to understand, there's also different parts of Africa. You get me?
Okay,
there's the Africa of the rich kids where it's like they just got everything. And then there's the Africa of they don't even know where to sleep type shit. They sleep on the mud. And then the rain will fall and wash them, and then their kids will die type shit.
Yeah.
This is real.
Yeah.
You feel me? And it's all in the same Africa. They could even be next door neighbors. You see what I'm saying? So two of them are gonna have different views.
Right.
How did you grow up personally? Because your father was a manager of...
Not my father.
I mean, your grandfather was Fela
Kuti.
Kuti. But you went and studied, and you went to universities, right? Did you study at any university?
No?
No? Okay, so...
On the paper, yeah, but no.
Not in real life?
No.
That shit is on the paper, so that's a lie?
No. But it's like, that was my reason for going.
Okay.
Yeah, but it just didn't happen.
It didn't happen. Okay, so what was your upbringing?
I was registered to the school.
Okay, but you didn't make it to the campus. Is that what happened? Okay, so how did you grow up? Like, what was your upbringing like?
Man, it's the best of both worlds, really.
Okay.
Because I wasn't rich and I wasn't poor.
Okay.
So I'd say it's the best of both worlds. I had friends who had everything and I had friends who had nothing. So... I'd say best.
You can relate better.
He can relate. Burna Boy is here. This is so interesting. When you put out the Life project, is that the one that catapulted your visibility? Was that the one that?
Well, yeah.
That's when you start seeing your ascent. Yeah. Right.
Most definitely.
And then what was it that just kind of like your name ring bells out here now? Yeah. What was it? What was the song? What was the moment? You think?
Personally, you see, for me, I don't think it was a moment.
Okay.
I think it was like a build-up.
Okay.
Like a long build-up. Because, you see, in life, if something just goes like this, it's only going to come like this. You get me? But if it goes like this, and like this, and like this, and like this, and like this, then if it's his choice. If it wants to come one step down and one step down and go back up, you can now make that choice. You see what I'm saying? But when you just did this, and I know you have a bunch of examples of that.
Yeah, absolutely. yeah. Absolutely.
You get me? But like, yeah, man. For me, I feel like that's what it's been, and like, there's so much more stairs to climb still. So I can't really say I'm at the top of the fucking whatever. Am I allowed to curse?
Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fuck, man. If you weren't, damn, you just fucked us up. All right, DB, go ahead, man.
Yeah, going back to the influence of like the Western hip hop world, is there a drug thing going on as well? Because here it was like
definitely
it was weed,
there's a drug
it was
thing
syrup,
going
and now it's
on,
pills
bro.
and all kinds of shit. So in Africa, is it something similar? Did it escalate into something more potent, or has it always been like one type of thing?
Nah, man. Let's just say, to be honest, whatever you have here, whatever you guys do here, we do over there.
Are we bringing it there?
Not necessarily, no. It's like we have everything. We have access to everything. You know, so as I said, when something becomes cool to do over here, somehow it becomes
the demand is higher.
Do you understand? So it's like, it's crazy. And then it's like, for us, we've got stuff that I think drugs have been in Africa longer than
they've been in the States. Yeah. I agree with that. What are your thoughts on diamonds? You know, like where do you buy your diamonds from?
Well,
do you do a track, to see where they came from? You know, there was a whole movie made about blood diamonds.
No, what I do is I know what blood diamonds are.
Okay.
So I don't get them.
You don't get them?
And then what about?
How do you know you don't get them? Like you do?
Nah, it's because I know.
Okay.
Like where, like how. If I look at a blood diamond, I'll know it's a blood diamond.
Okay, you can see it.
Yeah, because I'm from there. I'm from Africa. You get me? Like most of the West African diamonds come from Sierra Leone.
Okay.
You know, so we know.
You could tell.
You know, that's why I haven't bought one single jewelry piece from Africa. You know, and like it's just because it's not even a conscious. It's just because I watched the movie.
Yeah, just like we watched it.
Yeah.
You hilarious, Burna. I bet this is so.
So, is there a difference that you find when it comes to the way women carry themselves? Like in America, a lot of people look at us as women and feel like we're way too loose and laxed when it comes to our
Don't
body.
put me in that.
Why? I'm just saying, but it always appears like the African queen. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That she's just way more regal.
Man, I feel like, to be honest, it's all like the African woman is basically God. You feel me?
An African woman is God.
Yeah, basically.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because like you can't. There's no other way to explain it. It's like you you can create anything. You know. So for me, I feel like your question you're just basically asking me if there's hypocrisy in the world. And there is, unfortunately. So, you get me? Some people are going to hide what they do. Some people are going to do some stuff behind closed doors. Some people are going to do it in the open.
Yeah, it's just groupies are famous here.
It doesn't mean they're both not doing the same shit. It just means one person is good at hiding it and the other person is not.
Burna Boy is here, man. We're going to take your calls, 888-742-3345. Let's play Yee. And then I want to ask you.
Yay.
Is it Yay? Sam, you just said Yee. I said Yay. You said it's Yee.
It's Yee.
It's
like an expression. It's like something that it's like if you get pushed, if something hits you, like just boom, like yeah.
You thought I threw Sam under the bus right there. Yeah, I had to throw him out there, man. Whatever, Sam. All right, Yay. This is Yay, and that's an expression that means
it's like our way of complaining. It's like
Yay.
It's like It's like if you get hit, like boom, yeah. It's like saying ow, or
chill.
Yeah. It's like
Okay.
So it's like the African. Yeah.
Okay, I'll get it. Yeah. All right, cool. All right, we're going to play this and come back. Sway the Morning, Shade 45. Yeah. You hear me, Heather? Yeah. Burna Boy need me as a feature on the remix on that one, bro.
He ain't thinking about it.
Nah, he could blow me on there. It might be different. Might be a different appeal, man. Sure. Might be a different appeal. Burna Boy is here. Round of applause. He got the new EP, Steel and Copper. What's the significance of Steel and Copper? What made you name it that?
Well, Steel and Copper, I feel like is, how do I explain it? It's the most solid type of elements as far as we're concerned, because that's where all the weapons are made from and all the stuff. You get me? So it's steel and copper, isn't it? Like so I had the saying that's like real and proper, tougher than steel and copper. You get me? So that's kind of where it came from.
That's what. And what's your native tongue?
Well, it's called. It's like an Ijaw language and stuff, but like I don't really speak. I speak Yoruba. That's like my mom's one.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right. The difference between Ijaw and Yoruba is.
Ijaw is from like where my dad's in. So basically, in Nigeria, you're from where your dad is from.
Okay.
Right. So my dad is from Port Harcourt. My dad is from River State. That's the south side of Nigeria. That's like the creeks. That's the. You get me? Creek boy, like real oil, where the oil is and where all the oil companies come and pollute all the waters with their stuff. with the pollution. The pollution. You get me? And then the locals have to rise up and become militants and start, doing crazy stuff to get their attention and blowing up pipelines and all types of stuff. And and then that's where I'm from.
That's where you from. When we were reporting years ago in the Nigeria surrounding areas about little girls being kidnapped out of schools, and is that you laugh at that, but those were the headlines that were coming back. What's the truth behind that?
I can't talk about that.
You can't speak on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna sit here and tell you a lie, so I'd rather not.
Because you don't know. What do you mean?
Nah, I'll tell you off air, but not.
Not here?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Shit, that just got interesting. All right. What'd happen if you did speak on it? Like,
man,
I'm not gonna ask you to speak on it.
It's
but
like it's already like I'm already speaking on a lot of things, and like that you never get another Nigerian artist to sit down here and speak on.
Okay.
Because like me personally, I come from that background. You get me, the whole Fela Kuti background and rebel background. So I'm kind of ready for certain things that might happen.
Okay.
And have happened. You see what I'm saying? So me, I'm just trying not to push it too much to the point where like my family becomes a target or stuff like that.
Totally get it. All right, that's fair enough. We got Tundi on the line from ATL. Good morning. Say hello to Burna Boy. What up?
What's up?
Damini Ogulu, a.k.a. Burna Boy.
Alpha.
Respect. Sway Calloway, love you. Letter B, respect. Keep that hip-hop thing going. I appreciate you. I appreciate all the love, and I appreciate the hip-hop. Okay? Burna Boy, sọ̀rọ̀ síbi tí ọ̀rọ̀ wà. Okay, all that nonsense, wafi, all that. Let them know what's up, okay? Love you guys. I appreciate you. I appreciate you representing the music. I appreciate you representing Africa, representing Nigeria, okay? Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Absolutely.
Man. Legend.
Yeah. Nipsey made an impact over...
Too much.
Yeah?
Wow.
Too much. To me, he made the most impact as a rapper, as a human being. Like, for me, nobody in this world was more of a man than Nipsey Hussle.
Why is that? Speak on it.
Because, like, I feel like everything he was doing is what I feel like he's everything I wanted to be. Like, I want to be. You understand? Because, like, anyone that... It's like, I don't even know, man. This is gonna make me break down, man, because it's deep.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, he was just doing so much. He's doing more than anyone. I feel like Malcolm X and Tupac and all of them came back into him.
Yeah.
And then they just took him away again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They just took him away again. Only to be reborn, though.
Hello.
It's his roots, Kelly, were Eritrean roots, right? 888-742-3345. Everybody's feeling the loss of Nipsey all around the world, man. Theo's in Phoenix. What up, man? Good morning.
Hey, Theo.
Good morning. How's it going, guys? I'm just calling in to let Burna Boy know that I appreciate your energy.
Yeah,
and
man.
my strongest belief is that the black woman is God, and
Yes,
the
sir.
earth and the universe are a part of all that at once.
Yes, sir.
Right. Thank you, man.
Love,
And
love,
make sure you
love.
support his music too, so we can keep him
Most
over here
definitely,
long.
most
All right.
definitely.
Indeed. Thanks for having me. Thanks
Love.
for your energy.
Appreciate
Thanks for
you,
your
man.
time. Y'all be safe.
All right, my man. Thank you. You too, family. You're a citizen.
Sway in the morning.
Tyree is in Philly. Go ahead, Tyree. See, you see, Burna
Yo,
Boy,
what's
you
going on?
getting calls from all over this on the continental U.S. You won't Sway in the morning, man. It ain't just New York
Real
City.
thing, real thing.
Okay, go ahead,
Peace,
Tyree.
peace. Yo, I got a question for you. So, from your perspective, how would you integrate the youth in that? You know, a lot of the youth now, they kind of shun traditional stuff from the continent as being like, you know, uncool. You know, and on the flip side, a lot of them are hungry for tradition, but you know, Africa's so vast, they don't even know what to look for over there. You know.
I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like personally, you should make it a personal decision. Like, what do you want? You understand? Like the same way, like you're looking for what you want over here, you can do the same thing over there. You understand? It's like and I feel like it will be it will make a lot more of an impact, and it will be a lot more easier to do over there because you're with your people. You get me? And like you actually have a knowledge that's needed over there the same way. You understand? So it's like for me, it's like I don't know, man. Like and another thing is it starts with the music.
Yeah.
You get me?
The music is a good,
it starts with the music as well especially for the youth. You understand? So it's like from the music, it's like a gateway. You know, like maybe the first time you come to Africa, it could be for a festival or something.
Yeah.
You know, just come and see.
Catch that energy.
Yeah, just come catch the energy. Let it start from there, and then it will build up into your reality. You know.
I'm actually going out there. What are we up? 15th, June 16th.
Where you going exactly?
I'll be in Joburg.
Southside.
Yeah, where you gonna be June 15th?
June 15th. Where am I gonna? I don't know. Only God knows.
I don't know,
You might be in Joburg, man. Might have sent for no.
I haven't been to Joe. I actually haven't been to Joburg in like 4 years.
It's time to go back, man. What a perfect way to come back with your new brother right here.
That'll be sick.
Okay,
That'll
come
be
on.
sick.
Wouldn't
I'm
that be
all the way
sick?
with that.
Come on, man. You know, I'm going to have Questa come out. I'm going to shoot out a message to Questa and all
Most
those
definitely.
Nasty C, all those dudes,
Yeah, man.
man. You know, they all been by the show. One thing they did, though.
Questa's amazing as well.
He's incredible, bro. You know, he's so incredible. We stay in touch all the time, man. By the way, you're performing tonight at the Apollo, correct?
Yeah, man.
That's going to be at the Apollo. That's right down the street from the house. So I guess I know what I'm doing tonight.
Yep.
And he's on his African Giant tour.
Yeah.
And we are all giants. So
Most
you should definitely come check that out as well. And he's performing at the Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival. Coachella. That's huge, right? For y'all, yeah.
Well, it's huge for here.
Yeah.
Yeah. 54 countries, fam.
Yeah, okay.